On behalf of the government and the people of South Sudan, I extend my warm welcome to the Sudanese signatories of Jubba Peace Agreement who attended this workshop. This workshop you have just concluded is an important reminder of our collective obligation to maintain peace and security for the sake of children and women. The ordinary people in Sudan hope that you will reach consensus and return to Khartoum with solutions for political stability. As a grantor, our shared historical values and common interests demand that we work for stability to ensure prosperity for our people. As a grantor, I read again. As a grantor, our shared historical values and common interests demand that we work for stability to ensure prosperity for our people. It is our desire for people in the Sudan that compelled us to host numerous rounds of negotiations between the transitional government and various opposition groups. These efforts under my leadership led to the signing of the Jubba Peace Agreement on October 3, 2020. This agreement was witnessed by regional partners and members of the international community. I must also add that the Jubba Peace Agreement brought a lot of goodwill to the Sudan. While the agreement has so far brought relative stability in the Sudan, there are equal challenges in its implementation. Some of these challenges were part of why this workshop was convened. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the objective of this workshop is to create a conducive environment for all the parties and stakeholders to evaluate the implementation of Jubba Peace Agreement. Specifically, the workshop takes stock of challenges faced during the implementation of JPA in the last 2 years, with the goal of nudging the parties towards forging a new political will to resolve the outstanding issues. As the grantor who led the process that resulted to the signing of Jubba Peace Agreement, let me reiterate on behalf of other grantors, Chad and the United Arab Emirates, that this workshop is not a parallel political process or a renegotiation of Juba peace agreement. It is intended to contribute to the ongoing dialogue in the Sudan about options for the tensions for transition and how best Sudan can approach the issue of democratic transformation. With this in mind, I therefore call upon the Sudanese political forces and civil society organizations to use the opportunity provided by joint efforts of IGAD, African Union, and the United Nations, as well as the areas of agreement reached during this workshop to reach a consensus on how to implement Juba peace agreement going forward. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, any of you in this hall are aware of challenges that come with peace implementation. For any agreement to be implemented successfully, one has to have both financial and material resources, something that has been lacking for the peace, in the case of Juba peace agreement. For this reason, I appeal to the international community and friends of the Sudan to provide such needed support to help the parties implement remaining provisions of the agreement. Before I conclude my remarks, I would like to once again call upon General Abdulaziz Adam El-Helu, the leader of the SPLM North, and General Abdul Wahid Mohamed Noor, the leader of the Sudan Liberation Movement, to seriously consider joining the Juba peace agreement. Lasting peace in Sudan will remain elusive until these leaders join the peace train and help to restore stability and ensure shared prosperity for the Sudan. Finally, the annexure to Juba peace agreement signed today is a positive milestone towards forging unity of the internal front. Armed with this annexure, the government of Sudan can now engage in dialogue with the holdout groups, other Sudanese political forces, and civil society groups on how to achieve a comprehensive peace in the Sudan. This will in turn fast track the formation of the transitional government of national unity. In closing, I would like to remind all of us that the peace in the Sudan is peace in South Sudan. Let us agree and resolve to have peace within and across our international borders. نحن ما دايرين أي حرب في دولتين، لأنه بنقول إنه دولتين فيه ناس واحد.